Hey guys, I just figured something out about the Jack of Clubs today. So if you're watching this today, this may happen to you. It just popped in my head that the Jack of Clubs vibrates to the number 11. Like we had the Queen of Clubs yesterday, and she vibrates to the number 3 because she's 12. But she also has the 3 of hearts under her. And so I was like, well, that makes sense that yesterday was kind of a 3 on the Enneagram day, which is about achievement and visibility and showing up and dealing with your ego and your public self and your pride, if that needs to be sanded down, which is a big lesson I got yesterday. It was really hard, but I'm really glad that it happened because it's giving me clarity about something today. And remember what I said before about how yesterday's lessons give a gift to today? Well, yesterday's lessons about letting go of the need for external approval. I had an attachment to thinking of myself as a certain way, namely being someone who always sings on pitch. And it's not true. um, Someone whose singing voice is pleasant to listen to. If you're being nice to me, you'll be like, sure, but not really. Um, oh, that's awesome. What book? What book was that? Anyway, I'm glad to hear that. So what I learned today, so it's like yesterday I could kind of deal with my pride and that whole ego thing. And then today, the Jack of Clubs is hi Rikara, sweetie, love bug. I can just hear your luscious low voice. Oh, okay, awesome. And this is the first time I'm going to say publicly that I strongly disagree with something Robert Camp told me personally. He said, I was like, do the Jack, Queen, and King vibrate to the numbers 11, 12, and 13? And he said, no, they do not vibrate to those numbers. Well, he's wrong. They absolutely do. So queens are ambitious. All queens are going to have a 3 aspect to them. And you know how that kind of they've got this nurturing mother energy, and sometimes they're bossy, and part of that is because they feel responsible for the achievements of the whole world, just like a mother would. She takes it personally when they don't get it right. So the Jack today is to settle down into your inner child of the your personal landscape. Slow down, take stock of your personal landscape, what you want to keep, where you need to withdraw, what you want to focus on and push a little bit. This is a day for focus, recovery of the authentic self, and moving forward. Where yesterday may have been stepping back, today is about taking a new direction or a more authentic direction. That was pure channeling. Who's talking to me? That was really cool. I need to go back and listen to that. They're like, okay, go on with what you're saying. Gosh, okay, they're card people, I think. So I call them the card people. They made contact with me after 16 years of study and told me I was in. I'm like, cool. And I think that happens to a lot of people that just kind of open themselves up to really listen and trust what they're getting. You don't have to put in 16 years of study to be in. You're all getting downloads. Okay, so Jack vibrates to the number 11. So I remember hearing a long time ago, 11 is the moon child. And I couldn't find it online, but I did find descriptions of the 11. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the Jack. We think of Jesus, the Christ card, as being, one of the master numbers. The Book of the Ages, 89 and 90 outer life cards. Could you speak on this? I'm talking about the Jack of Clubs today, Emil. The life cards. I don't know what that means in particular. But I do know that the 45-year cycle renews. At 44, you have pre-birth. 45, you get your card spread over again. Oh, no worries. And then at 89 and 90, it happens again. So that might be you get your life cards as your spread that year. So yeah, I welcome questions. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have glossed over your question. I was just on a roll and I have ADD, so it's hard to focus. Um, so the 11 path, all the jacks in your life, the jacks in your hand, everyone's got access to a jack somewhere in your hand. That is the area of your life where you really need everyone just to back the F off and let you find your way. Let you be, let that Christ energy come through and guide you. And maybe it's the moon child. Maybe somebody named the 11 life path, the moon child, because it's quiet. It's a quiet voice. 11 it's like silver. It's like, it's not gold and solar. It's, you have to turn in to hear the voice. I really think I'm onto something here. You know, the solar spin in the dances of universal peace is to the right. It's yang, it's masculine, outward, very visible. The moon spins inward. And so that moon energy of whoever spoke through me, take stock of your internal landscape. It may be a day to kind of go within and listen and be quiet and really attune to your divine path. What is your divine path? What is your divine calling? What's your mission? So the Jack of Hearts is my Venus card. So I've always felt that that Jack is about mission, but I think all Jacks are about mission. And we tend to brush them off or take them lightly. Oh, that's just a Jack energy. They're a thorn in somebody's side. They're Pluto to the Queen of Diamonds. So every diamond female will manifest a club male, and he will give her shit. He will be like, ooh, and annoying and immature and not doing his emotional work and funny and lighthearted and too detached and oh, he doesn't care. And he's a teacher. What's Pluto? But it's like death to the ego and waking up and really making some progress. And man, diamonds need to be cut down sometimes, don't they? Ooh, they're all about sermonizing and telling the world they're all adulting. I have the voice of, reason and rationale and what should be done, and the club buzzes in there. It's like they have their energy is a catalyst to shift and change something. God, I still feel bad, email, for telling you, no, I'm talking about this. It's just a typical ADD responses because it's like their focus is so hard won that when they get it, it's just really hard to be pulled off. So I'm sorry about that. I love questions. I welcome them. So I got clarity about something today through all of this. I was like, maybe I don't want to be in a band. Okay, thanks, Emil. Thank you very much. Oh, that's my sensitivity as a 7 of diamonds. A 7 in the moon position. And my inner child, after getting clarity that I want acknowledgement, because my brother is a 3 and he's famous. He literally is famous in Colorado in the classical music and chamber choir community. Okay, he is famous in that community and, internationally in those communities. But I never really needed the spotlight as a child, but he got it because he needed it. He was driven. But I'm supposed to evolve. All nines are supposed to evolve into this 3 energy of achievement, being willing to be seen. So all that came up for me yesterday with that Queen of Clubs day. And then today, the Jack comes through. This innocent, authentic child comes through and it says, what do you want? What do you need? Is singing going to get you that acknowledgement, that public kudos, I want to be recognized for my authentic expertise. So after band practice was a bomb and I had to deal with all of that, I came home and I gave a talk on Clubhouse on the Queen of Clubs, and I interviewed one of my best friends who's the Queen of Clubs, and then Dr. Sue got on there, and it was just an explosion of Queen of Clubs insight. It was so cool. And I came away from that being like, oh my God, that's what I want to be a part of. That's what I want to facilitate. That's my zone of genius. This book called The Big Leap. It's about how we upper limit ourselves. It's like you find yourself happy, successful, you've achieved something, and then you get sick or you get an accident, you hurt yourself, you get in a fight, you start complaining, you make a dumb decision. That's your upper limit saying, I can only be this happy, and if I push through it, then it's dangerous. Anyway, so that's a really good book. That's called The Big Leap. I highly recommend that. So, yeah, the zone of genius. That's it's a possibility that will really come to the fore today. Oh, that makes me cry. The zone of genius, don't think of it like, oh, I'm going to get a Nobel Peace Prize for this. Think of it as when I go into my cave, the moon child turns in. The moon child feels safe. The moon child is nurtured and cared for and set free. I had a moon child, the Jack of Diamonds. He was very self-sufficient, and my sister-in-law coined the term benign neglect. Leave them alone because they're doing really good by themselves. They feel safe, their basic needs are met, and now they're free to just kind of tinker. They're getting into their zone of genius. So finding your zone of genius today is, it's a tender thing. It's a soft thing. You check in with that internal landscape. It's a soft voice that says, here's what I really want to do, if I could, which of course you can. It's up to your adult. It's your internal king and queen that make that Jack safe. The king says, I'm going to clear out all the obstacles. I'm going to take full responsibility for this. I'm the king of the kingdom and I make the rules. I'm the boss. And then the queen is like, get out of here. she's going to protect that child, and she's going to take care of the emotional pieces of the kingdom and the logistical pieces and the perfectionist, the details, and then that child, you think of the Jack as the child of privilege. You are that child of privilege. You are the Jack of your suit. And if you go to the playlists on this channel, you'll find a discussion of your Jack. All of them, all the suits. So there's 12 talks. Yeah, so there's a talk in there in the Jack of Clubs, but I was not onto this piece of it. I was more into Jacks they feel like a child. They don't feel grown up. But see, that's the magic. That's the magic of the Jack. That's the magic of the moon child, the magic of the child. Pure connectivity to source, pure creativity. That's why they're here to initiate us and channel us. Introduce something that we've never thought of before. And most big movements and things that change the world, paradigm shifting things, happen to the age group that's in their early 20s, this Jack phase, where they're not beholden to the system. They don't feel pressured. They're not having to be the king or the queen. They get to be the Jack. So the child of privilege has the time, has the resources to do their thing. And what we get to claim today is that I am that child of privilege. I get to create that safe place for myself. I get to be that queen. The orangutan mother. I went into a crisis some years ago with a repressed memory, and I almost completely lost my shit. And there was this one day where, seriously, it was before I could get in to see my therapist, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to make it. And somehow the spirit sent me, I don't know how I found this, but really long videos watching orangutan mothers care for their babies. And that little baby is all clung up in there, just like holding on. Mama is her world. Mama is her playground equipment, her safety, And that mama, she don't take shit from nobody. No how. don't you even think of messing with that mama. And I had to watch that and watch that and watch that, and I wasn't sure why, and now it's so clear to me. My child was in crisis, and I had to become the parent. I had to become that queen and say, "I'm gonna make the rules here on keeping you safe." And when she came out of deep freeze, she's like, "You gotta deal with me now. And when I'm not happy, you gotta deal with that. When I'm upset, when I'm scared, when I'm angry, you gotta feel that, and you gotta deal with it. Gotta take care of me." So today is the day to take care of your brilliant, really brilliant, creative genius that lives inside you and honor that. I mean, I made a decision, kind of a half of a decision today. I'm like, maybe I don't want to be in this band because is that the way I want to show up and get acknowledgement and get like, why did I want that? Why did I need that? Because I need and want public acknowledgement. Finally, I'm admitting that. My child is like, my brother got all of it. I got none of it. What am I? Chopped liver? Hello? So this it's a big healing moment in my life. And I'm a Leo, like 12 degrees. So I'm like trying to become a Leo in this lifetime, trying to grant my inner child the permission to show up, to give everyone else permission to show up. So I'm just going to end it there. Thank you so much for joining me. This was really fun. Yeah, this was so much deeper. The Jack is so much deeper than I thought. I might go on to cardology and talk I mean, Clubhouse and talk about this later if I can find a Jack of Clubs to interview. All right, talk to you later. Bye. And thank you again. Thank you for joining.